Annoyingly, I didn't save my golds from my last run. I had 10 seconds of golds in my last run. But I forgot to save my splits. Oof. That's a new one. Actually, that's not that new. I've done that before. I ended too early. Excuse me. Or if that was RIP headphone users. What? That was dumb. I never reached that. always feel like I could probably rush through that cycle. Decent. Okay, well, come on. Hello there, Zan. How's it going? Ooh, that was goofy. Yeah, it's been out for a while, but I think some things are going to be shifted around a little bit, possibly. They need to fill in a few runs with backup runs that haven't updated yet, but I think it's as close to the... it's practically final, minus a few backups that need to be put in. There's a Jack 2 run that can't go ahead because the Rixer can't turn up. If you do exclamation point ESA, the schedule's there. That was just an excuse to shill my run, obviously, rather than anyone else's. This is pretty good. I mean, I didn't get sub 8. Thank you. Also looking forward to doing my run. Winky face. Thankfully, this isn't a run I could mess up, but even then, that's probably the most cursed statement I could ever make, but this isn't a run you can mess up. There, I said it again. Yeah. You know what? My idea, when I was wondering about the feasibility of doing something like that in a marathon setting, is they should totally make an online marathon that is like... I don't know what to call it, but something along the lines of like, this is not marathon safe marathon, and just have runs that, if, you know, like, could end halfway through. Because then you would literally have a marathon entirely of like, oh shit, I don't know if this run's even going to finish. Like, you know, like roguelike games like Enter the Gungeon that have had runs cut out halfway through. I know. It's the worst but best idea. Yeah, but when you start watching a run and they're like, this could go pear-shaped and I won't be able to finish the run, you're like, ooh, that's tense. You could have that for every run, and then just dead air when the run doesn't go very well. Yeah, pretty much anything with permadeath. But I remember Enter the Gungeon at GDQ didn't. Or the first run didn't finish. And I think they did it the second time. I'm not much of a Diablo, well I say I'm not much of a Diablo person. I haven't played Diablo. I've seen the games, but I think I'm vaguely aware of that difficulty. Yeah, if such a terrible online marathon idea was to exist, I would submit Rogue to that. Okay. That's unfortunate because with the Switch I'd be really tempted by Diablo. Diablo 3. But yeah, race between you two next year, so... in what game? We can race in V6 if Sam gives me like 4 minutes head start. Possibly more. Yeah, no bias whatsoever with dedicated Diablo 3 players. You know, I only did a very tiny amount of practice of V6 so that I could commentate Akane's run, and then he just ruled on commentary because I think he'd done it before anyway, plenty. So, I mean, I didn't do it for the sake of commentating. I kind of wanted to know a bit about the run, so I didn't just sit on the couch. And so I think I said 2 noteworthy things, maybe the whole run. Yeah, he is. Holy shit, that was the best jump ever. I didn't get it the first try, but the second try, that is actually really good. I think second try is narrowly faster than the normal strat. Still. But then if you did 3 tries, it's lame. Yeah, Octahedron race though. I mean, now that Arx has actually grinded out any percent and bopped me, it's way more feasible. So, next online marathon that I come across that I feel interested in doing, I would definitely consider a race with him. I think it will be very, very even. Okay, so my splits say it is. In fact, I accidentally forgot to save my splits last time where my sum of best was 58.50. But some of those are fake because of routing differences. Either I play the levels differently now, or I just happen to get a lot more flowers, so I cut out flowers. But Arx doesn't believe it's possible. Well, I'm way more optimistic. With the current route, it would be like an insanely perfect run. Yeah, I know, sum of best is never realistic anyway. Even ignoring fake golds, it's not very realistic. It's one of those things where when you say is any percent possible, it's kind of like, do you mean with current strats, and do you mean feasible for someone to get, given enough grinding with the current route? I think I could segment a sub 1 hour, but doing it all in one go would be ridiculous. Yeah, current strat. Yeah, I know. I mean, that's. I at least assumed that. That's kind of rude, but okay. I wish I could Taz it. I was nearly able to Taz it, and then he changed the engine, and suddenly Cheat Engine stopped slowing the game down. What? I've never seen that give none. RNG is cruel. I mean, I'm not too bothered about auto splitters, especially with the in-game timer being so accurate. but it is kind of handy. You know, human element and all that. That's annoying. I only lost that cycle because I was trying to get that enemy and I didn't even get the enemy. I don't know. I have no clue how feasible auto splitters are, how much time you'd need to invest in it. I mean, if it helps, I'm sure Marco would have enough of an understanding and willingness to help you in regards to like the feasibility of it, in terms of if you need to read certain memory, is it randomized? Because Unity games apparently are like impossible or near impossible to do auto splitters for, the way that you would normally do auto splitters. But I could be bullshitting. Only time I can attempt to wipe my nose. I'm grossly slightly ill. Oh, okay, fair enough then. Yeah, Octahedron's in Game Maker Studio 2.0. So I know that much. $20. 20's pretty good, but given there are 2 flowers there, why not? To be fair, I'm fairly sure auto splitters exist for other games that are in Game Maker 2.0. Undertale's Game Maker, isn't it? As far as I'm aware. And the Switch port had to be done in Game Maker Studio 2.0. I could be very wrong again. Surely someone out there probably does charge for making auto splitters. I can't imagine it's not simple work by any means. Like, I just tried to dabble in Cheat Engine at one point, and I didn't know what the hell I was doing. I remember the Discord for auto splitters being pretty useful there. There are people who are very helpful with trying to get you started. Oh nice, that's a gold I lost on my other splits and I've managed to get it back. It should be a case of if someone wants to make an auto splitter for you and they don't own the game, buy them the game. You can get free game, and then you code the auto splitter for it. What a trade! This is like Bad Rats or something, and then I wouldn't accept that. I mean, the only thing that helped me have even a semblance of knowledge of Cheat Engine and looking up load splitters is doing about 2 years of programming at university, but it's been a while and I don't do any programming anymore, so doesn't help. That was really close. So I was at a height there where by activating that platform would have clipped my feet and I would have respawned really far down and had to do it all over again because of where my position was. So I had to charge the bucket and then jump so that when it actually filled, it didn't just clip my feet and kill me. So it didn't look like it, but that was kind of a clutch save. It would have lost a fair amount of time. Okay, that enemy spawn's good. Yeah, I assumed older games are a little easier to keep track of. So generally the engines for older games would have been out for so long that people are used to it. And then you get newer engines and newer updates and whatnot that might have an impact. Yeah, I was trying to get that cycle. Okay, this better give me the cycle. I keep trying this trick and then missing the cycle. Okay, yeah, that's all I want. Yeah. So I'd normally get 22, so I've saved 2 seconds doing that. Lost a few flowers, but World 3 is pretty good on flowers. So that's fine. Well, yeah, exactly. I think that's like a... I think and hope that's a vocal minority or a... Sometimes you join chats for certain technical things where they just have this environment of looking down on people who can't do what they can do. Oh yeah, this is when my first major time loss was in my other run, and it was just because I like fell at a really dumb point that I've never fallen. Oh, it was here actually. I worried myself so much I was like, I'm just gonna land there. The dumb thing about it happening with Game Maker is that Game Maker is quite possibly the most user-friendly way to make games. Exactly, yeah. So to have an elitist group of Game Maker developers who know how to do the coding behind it and just, like, don't help is pretty mean. Yeah, you can make a competent game in Game Maker without knowing any code because it has a drag and drop system. You will start needing to code for certain things like physics and other things that just legit just require code, but you can give Game Maker to a child and they could probably make like a Pac-Man clone or something without ever having to consider any kind of code. But then once you start having to code, then the difficulty curve goes up. So. Problem with Audacity modding is that it requires previous knowledge of how memory. Yeah, exactly. So like, I have snippets of knowledge of how sort of like memory in general works in programming, but not enough about just specifically memory in games and PCs and whatnot to be able to transfer it. That's how it felt anyway. Okay, I did land there. I hate when that happens. 2 flowers, I want those. Sweet. If you can tell, I'm really happy with that. I didn't trust that frog. That frog was totally going to boot me. Really need to keep an eye on my flowers. Diamonds. I call it flowers all the time. I'm the worst for misnaming things in this game. I mean, in a way, keeping an eye on my flowers is also true. But diamonds is a better blanket term. Really? Was it just not on camera or something? Yeah, I guess the camera wasn't great there. That feel when you mildly want to go to the bathroom, but you're on a sick pace, and there's absolutely no cutscenes. Marco needs to patch in a cutscene halfway through this game for moments like this. Okay, 151. I do need to care about diamonds to an extent. Yep. Oh well, I was getting there. Okay, how much? 18. I normally get 18 there actually. It's all pretty consistent. And then 21 here is pretty easy. I just need to make sure not to skip any pointless ones. Skip any ones I normally deem pointless. I didn't get that. But that's probably for the best because I do need a fair amount of flowers, so. I mean, copy and paste to your heart's content once you know what it's doing to an extent. Enough that if you had to change the code, you'd be fairly comfortable with doing it. I think that's what they want to say. If you give a hint of, yeah, it's fine, just copy the code, don't understand how it works, then no one's ever going to get the fundamentals. I think some people might take that to an extreme and just be like, never copy and paste. Well, if you copy and paste and learn how it works, you're fine. Ah, damn it. Okay, that's 21. Okay, I didn't get the best cycle there, but... Yeah, I mean, yeah, okay. Copy and paste or almost like trace the code, where you're looking at the code and you're coding it one by one, line by line, thinking like, oh, well, normally in this case, I wouldn't do this crazy short way of doing something. I'd normally do this. And then you code it in your style, And it's a lot easier to retain that if you need to code it from scratch. Being given working code. I mean, so long as it's not like you get working code and you're like, oh, this works, and you don't try to figure out the inner workings and maybe try and make it yourself by looking at the code and, like Sam said, just trying to rewrite it. You don't have to intentionally rewrite it, but... And don't do something lazy like, I'm going to rewrite this code, but what I'm going to do is just change all the variables, and then that's me rewriting it. You know what's a good idea? Is to do the whole, like, de-incentive thing when I'm on a godly run. Isn't that a good idea? That's what I'm doing right now. Oh, I nearly got that cycle. Well, it shouldn't be a worry. Oh, no flowers. Okay, whatever. Oh, that went according to plan. The bees were saved. It's kind of annoying, but this level isn't too bad for taking hits. Okay, that's kind of annoying as well. Safety heart that takes no time, so why the hell not? Gotta wait. Yeah, you know what the funny thing about saying ASM and then assembly? I think actually I said this last time this came up. But I'd seen the abbreviation ASM for stuff like SM64 hacks where they're like, oh cool, this person knows ASM. And I never put two and two together that they were just talking about assembly. So just low level code. So. And that's impressive as hell that you know that emoji though, to be fair. That's no easy feat. Kind of annoying. I had the good cycle of platforms and then just tripped up. That was weird. I could have fallen there. Falling there is not bad, but yeah, slightly disruptive. You can definitely do that a bit faster. It's just never feels like it's worth. I haven't practiced it. I think in some cases it might be a case of kind of like what I said earlier. They don't want people to take the lazy way that doesn't actually teach them anything. And it might be that the way they describe that comes across as you cannot learn by looking at other people's stuff and then being able to do it. Some people have to learn that way. Or, okay, not have to, but just find it easier. Everyone learns differently, so... If someone's saying this is the only way you can learn, like this specific method, then it's kind of a bit lame. I've just forgotten the timing for that. I guess it's also the fact that if that's the only way you're going to do stuff, then... Because I'm sure you've done it with in addition to something else, like actually trying to read up about it. Ah, oh well. It's not the... Nothing here in this game is a run-ender. It's just, that's the one trick I really like getting. Let me see if I can get this other trick though. Come on. Nope. That shouldn't spawn me there. I mean, that still saves time, it just doesn't save as much time as where I want to be spawned. I mean, that's faster than my average time, because I don't always get box skip, so... But if I was comparing against my PB, it would be slower? I think my PB had that. Ooh, nice dodge. It's one of the most math satisfying like sections of the game, that bit. I don't know why I've broken that. In fact, I don't know why I'm collecting these flowers. This is the world to not bother collecting flowers, to be honest. But some of them look like so close. I could be saving like half a second to a second not getting them. Oh, that was close. That would have been the most annoying bonk. Okay, I'm not getting that cycle. It's annoying. That's the cycle I hope to get. It's before that, not afterwards. But this is such a long level that it's really hard to get that cycle at the end to be what you want it to be. Oh, God. Will the run be over yet? I'd really like to pop to Lou at some point. I still don't get... I had a godly run that lost it to not getting enough flowers here. And I don't know how that's even possible. I might have had some really bad luck on top of some just really weird routing. That was good. I didn't have to wait for any of those X enemies actually, so that was really fast. Only 0.6 off my best. Yeah, that's fine, because I will naturally get 23. Let me see if I can get a cool cycle here. If not, it's not the end of the world, and it's not time loss. Nah, just about missed it. So really, at this point, there's only one other, what I would consider a major trick in the game. I'm kind of thinking there are like 4 major tricks right now. And they're in World 2, 3, and 4. Though one of them only saves like 4 seconds. Ooh. You thought you got me, but you didn't, you bastard. Oh, whoa, that was the weirdest time loss ever. I thought I could make that jump. Okay, weird like 8-second time loss there or whatever, just doing God knows what. Anyway, I got the 23 ages ago. Okay, I didn't quite get what I wanted there, and that's only a second. Could you not? Dealer, I didn't attempt to get 30 in this, but I just got 30. Because they are just right in front of you. Hence, this world needs some rerouting of flowers. Anything that you have to divert for, there's absolutely no use getting. I could have dashed through the whole of 4-4, but that's what I did last time. And I messed up, so I didn't want to do it. God, even though this is against average, so it's not quite like I'm not 2 minutes behind my ahead of my PB, but it's still really good. God, this is going to start being the nerve-wracking level now because of that. But I'm actually getting really consistent at it. So I've missed like 10 flowers but saved 16 seconds, so it's worth. Oh my god. Thank you, iframes that continue. Otherwise that would have been 2 hits. Okay, now I have to make up for only getting 18 by getting a lot more in 5-2 and 5-5. So. If you do that at the peak of your jump, you hit that enemy. If you don't, you don't. Which that was the worst explanation I've probably ever given about anything in my life. But it's true. You can't really deny it. Can I just break these? Yeah, thanks. Not the most optimal ever, but I didn't die. That's always good. I like that backup if I miss the enemy, just to boot myself immediately into the enemy. Okay, did I even get... I don't think I got anything out of this. Yeah, I didn't. I should probably keep an eye on that so that I don't waste my time, but I forgot to. That 22. And then, did I get more here? 23. 39 is alright. No. I can't maths. 41 is good. If I don't somehow miss a bunch here. I'll just play it safe. I've missed that cycle, but it's not the end of the world. I've tried getting that cycle, skipping some of these platforms, and then just missing it entirely, which is way worse, so I'd rather get the cycle than try and get a faster one and mess it up. Same with that. I basically, don't want to hit lasers. Lasers are bad. Wow, that's slow. I've never had to wait here for that long. I've remembered to do this. Very minor time save here where I land to the left rather than the right. No. It's funny because no, what did I bop there? I swear something just like ceilinged me. 20-second time loss, that's kind of annoying. Ceilinged is a verb. Is a gerund. Can't tell me otherwise. Yeah. Oh. I'm just gonna continually make like really annoying noises, so you don't mind. Okay, that's a good cycle. I can beat that, but I'm never sure if I can. I think I've only had two, not minor or major mistakes, something in the middle, I'd say, where I've lost like 10 to 15 seconds throughout the run now. And that's pretty damn good. Okay, 20 in this level's not bad at all. I have to slow down a little bit, but not too much. Come on, you can fall through that. You can't fall through it, but you can fall around it. I'm gonna make a safety landing here. I feel like I need it. Okay, I have 13. I need 7 more. I can get that easily. Oh, I didn't break those though, did I? Oh yeah, I was meant to break those on the way down. I was staring, genuinely, staring at my diamond count as I was playing, like, I better not freaking get under 20, because it is frustrating if you do that. But that was it was a good World 5, whereas I've normally had really bad World 5s. Do I want to take a sneaky peek at my PB? Oh shit. Nope. Get out. Oh no. Turns out, game doesn't take input when it's not in focus. What a 2-second time loss. Legendary 2-second time loss right there. So I have 12 more minutes. And the reason I'm counting down like that is because I still want to go to that damn bathroom. That cutscene, unless I was the world's fastest pisser, that cutscene is not long enough. TMI. TMI to the like nth degree. Safety strats. Only lost a second there, so. Posture, bad. Don't care, speedrunning. I didn't get it. Ooh, that was calculated. That platform only just got there. I always knew the secret to going fast was needing the bathroom the whole time. But they never listened. See? You get goals when you need to go to the loo. It's gonna be the dumbest PB / maybe world record. Ooh. Thankfully, I knew the rest of it was safe. Otherwise, having only one heart there would have been bad if it wasn't safe. Okay, give me this cycle. There's only 2 levels I really care about this far into the run, and this is one of them. Finally. I've been crushed by that too much. Finally, I didn't get crushed. Okay, 1.5 levels I care about, because 4-4 can go a bit bad. I did it in my last run, but only if you're bad. See you games. That's why I landed there. I am so happy I took that safety, otherwise I would have respawned in, like, the worst position ever. That's the happiest I've ever been about getting hit by a laser in my entire life. Because I planned for it. There's the stress gone. That is... The entire level is a pain in the arse. I'm taking the safe way around. I could have done the damage boost with the hearts I had, but I was only going to do it with 4 hearts, and I didn't have 4 hearts. That was a weird hit, but okay. $58.30 on the boss is like ridiculous. I could get a 4-minute boss, and that's the worst boss I've ever had, and I'll bop the world record. I'm pretty hype. I'm pretty hype right now, I'll be honest. Ooh, that's slightly annoying, but whatever. Yes, 219, that's what I wanted. Not exactly that number, but a number close to that. I'm going to take a few more intentional hits so I reset back to 3, just in case. Yes! Sub 102. Jesus.